we just bought leather jackets, not for the group. One person bought one, I can't remember, and then we all liked them, so it ended up we were all on stage with them. We'd always worn jeans because we didn't have anything else at the time, yeah. And then we went back to Liverpool and got quite a few bookings, you know, they all thought we were German. You know, we had builders from Hamburg, and they all said, you speak good English, you know, things like that. So we went back to Germany, and we had a bit more money the second time. So we bought leather pants, and we looked like 4 Gene Vincents, only a bit younger, I think. And that was it, you know, and we just kept those, the leather gear, till Brian came along. Yeah, I think they did for quite a time, but now they expect more. I mean, so some press conferences, they'll just come in and sit down and wait for us to be witty about nothing, you know. But they won't even talk sometimes. They think we're going to give a show. So it's not all roses.
Is this why you play around a lot in your press conferences?
Well, no, we play around a lot. If there's just nothing happening, you know, we just mutter to ourselves. But it's usually the best playing around is when there's some good people there asking questions, you know.
John, had you met the Queen before?
No, first time.
What did she think of you in the flesh? Did she tell you?
No, she's not going to say either way, you know, but she seemed pleasant enough to us, you know, made us relaxed. I might have got away with it, in reference to England, that we meant more to kids than Jesus did, or religion at that time. I wasn't knocking it or putting it down, I was just saying it as a fact. And it is true, especially more for England than here. Saying that we're better or greater, or comparing us with Jesus Christ as a person, or God as a thing, or whatever it is. You know, I just said what I said and it was wrong, or was taken wrong, and now it's all this. They could be, you know, on our own or together. We're always involved with each other, whatever we're doing.
Could you ever see a time when, in fact, you weren't working together?
I could see us working not together for a period, but we'd always get together for one reason or other. I mean, you need other people for ideas as well, but, you know, and we all get along fine.
Will you be doing films on your own next year?
No, I don't want to make a career of it. I did it just because I felt like doing it. And Dick Lester asked me, and I said yes. And I wouldn't have done it if the others hadn't liked it. You know? They said fine, because we were on holiday anyway.
Do the others have film ambitions on their own?
No, nobody's particularly interested in it. I'm not all that mad on it.
What do you really want to do? I mean, do you write songs?
I don't know. I just want to do a few things, you know.
Yeah. And you haven't really decided exactly what?
No, I'll try a few things, you know, but I just found out a bit more about films doing that. It's just that the good days are very good and the bad days are okay, you know, just through tapping me sort of energy. What I meant about the money last week was, before we sort of made it, as they say, money was partly the goal, but it still wasn't a sort of, let's get some money. But we sort of suddenly had money, and then it wasn't all that good. The feeling that anybody has when somebody close to them dies, there's a sort of little hysterical sort of hee-hee and glad it's not me or something in it, you know, that funny feeling when somebody dies. I don't know whether you've had it. I've had a lot of people die on me, you know. And the other feeling is, you know, what the fuck, you know? What can I do, you know? I mean, I knew that we were in trouble then, you know? What can I do, you know? I mean, I knew that we were in trouble then. I didn't really have any misconceptions about our ability to do anything other than play music. And I was scared, you know. I thought, we fucking had it now.
Well, obviously we can't keep playing the same sort of music until we're about 40, because when we're sort of old men playing From Me to You, nobody's going to want to know it's all about that sort of thing. So, you know, we've thought about it, and probably the thing that John and I will do will be write songs, as we have been doing as a sort of sideline now. We'll probably develop that a bit more, we hope. Who knows, at 40 we may not know how to write songs anymore.
How long will it last? No idea. I think people ask us every day. I never used to think about it. Never used to think about the future. We used to live for the day, you see. But everyone said, how long will it last? And you start thinking about it. But there's no answer. You just got to, oh, hello. It remains to be seen, you know, that sort of thing.
How were you prepared for this?
I wasn't really. I didn't know what it was going to be like, you know. But it turned out I know, sort of as I imagined it, but I didn't have a definite picture. It was like I think you'd imagine it, you know.
Yeah.
Very formal, but it was good, you know. She put us at our ease.
Did she talk to you about the reason that you got the award?
No, she didn't say a thing about that. No. The only thing she said to me was, how long have you been together? And I said, many years. To which Ringo quipped, 40 years. We've been together now. You know, we're just trying to move forward. And people seem to be trying to just sort of hold us back and not want us to say anything that's vaguely sort of, you know, inflammatory. I mean, we won't, if people don't want that, you know, then we won't do it. We'll sort of just do it privately. But I think it's better for everyone if we're just honest about the whole thing.
If you never toured again, would it worry you?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Wouldn't worry you?
But because the only thing about that, you see, is that performance for us, see, it's gone downhill, performance, because we can't develop when no one can hear us, you know what I mean? So for us to perform is, it's difficult, gets difficult each time.
You mean they don't listen to you, and therefore you don't want to do that?
Oh yeah, we want to do it, but if we're not listened to, then, and we can't even hear ourselves, then we can't improve in that. We can't get any better. Even though everyone is sort of getting on very well in this society we've got, it's a bit too controlled, you know, because you suddenly, you want to go and do something and somebody says, oh, no, subsection B, clause A, you can't do that, you know. And you say, well, why not? Because, you know, I'm a human being and that, and haven't I got my rights? I say, well, yes, but you're not allowed to do that. And you say, well, you know, if it doesn't interfere with anyone, it must be okay. And they say, sorry, it still isn't, you know. So people have suddenly, I think a lot of people have twigged that this, they've shut themselves in a bit, you know. But the thing is, you know, that I was asked a question by a newspaper, and the decision was whether to tell a lie or to tell him the truth, you know. I decided to tell him the truth. But I really didn't want to say anything, you know, because if I had my decision, you know, if I had it my way, I wouldn't have told anyone, you know, because I'm not trying to spread the word about this. But the man from the newspaper is the man from the mass medium, you know. I'll keep it a personal thing. If he does too, you know, if he keeps it quiet. But he wanted to spread it, so it's his responsibility, you know, for spreading it, not mine. There's no use me playing the bass because I don't know anything on it.
Say that, there always be feelings.
I'll just listen. It was bad. That's what I mean. I went through all that last time, so I'm playing it. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking of bass. That's what I mean. Okay, should we do this? So I don't know anything on it. I'll just listen. There's no use me playing the bass because I don't know anything on it. I'll just listen. It was bad. That's what I mean. I went through all that last time, so I'm playing it. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking of bass. That's what I mean. Okay, should we do this?
They send us a lot of jelly babies and chocolates and things like that, because somebody wrote in one of the papers about presents and things that we had given to us, and John said he got some jelly babies, and I ate them. But ever since that, we've been inundated. We get about 2 ton a night. But the main trouble is they tend to throw them at us when we're on stage. And once I got one in my eye, which wasn't very nice. In fact, I've never been the same since.
How did you feel the premiere went last night?
Great. I enjoyed it because we'd seen the film before on Saturday, and none of us were, you know, very excited until we saw it with the audience, and it was great.
It's quite a scrum in Piccadilly
Circus.
Circus.
It's much better with all the people laughing and booing. I don't know, really. I'll carry on with this, you know, until I get fed up. And, you know, there's so many things that, you know, interest me and the rest of the fellas, you know, still in this business. I mean, I'd love to record people, you know, produce records, and there's all sorts of things. I haven't got my mind set on any one in particular yet.
So you're not really out to sort of exploit?
No.
Your fame in other ways at all?
No, not yet anyway. I don't really think it'll affect it all that much because, well, we proved it really when Ringo got married. You're bound to lose a certain amount of fans, but I think the majority of fans realise by now, you know, that we've got our lives as well to lead, and I think they're more just as equally interested in the music as they are in us.
How are you? Can I stop you? Well, have a brief word with you. I just want to ask you, do you think that in the new year that you're going to be going your own ways instead of being a group?
No.
That's what life is. It's one continuous alteration, and you keep altering until you've made yourself perfect, or as near perfect as you're capable. But we have altered a little more probably since meeting Maharishi, because we've got something more to work on now. I mean, before we've known, I've been under the impression that meditation and yoga, things like that, have held the answer personally. And yet I haven't actually had any form of teaching, whereas when Maharishi came around, he was ready to teach us.
So when did George Harrison sort of break through as an identity on
1966. Well, I mean, he was always in there. George Harrison, whoever the real one is, was always there, really. But 1966 was when I sort of woke up out of my dream.
When we go home, you know, we go in early in the morning when we finish the job, and the kids, you know, they don't know you at home. But if they find out, well, where I live, they get the drums out, you know, and beat it out, because it's a play street, and, you know, there's no traffic or nothing bothering them. And once, when the boys came for me, they popped in to see me mum and my dad, you know. We had to go out the back because, you know, there's 20 or 30 outside. And they wouldn't believe me, mother, you know, they'd knock in saying, can we have their autographs? So it built up, you know, so much. There was about 200 kids all around the door, and they was peeping through the window and knocking, you know. In the end, my mother was ill, you know. She was terrified out of her life, just all these kids and boys and girls and that, you know. I don't know, it's hard to say, you know. They're a bit funny, the kids. One day they go nuts and run after you, and then another day they don't bother, you know.
How do you like it, all this fan attraction?
Oh, I love it. Yeah. It's great fun. Yeah.
Do you feel very restless, very impatient when you were in hospital? And
yes, very. It's a drag sort of laying there, you know, watching the boys when they arrived in Holland and everything. It's funny as well, you know, wondering what you're doing away from them.
Why do you think they get a bigger reception abroad than they're getting at home now?
Because they haven't seen us over there, you know. They're getting to know us over here that much, you know. I think that's why it's dying off, actually. Most of everyone in Britain has seen us now.
How are you feeling at the moment?
I'm fine. Fit and everything.
Yeah. You're going to be able to yell away with the rest of them?
Not for a week.
I don't know, I've sort of had this name in my mind for years, you know, Zach. It's not shortened from Zacharias or anything like that, you know.
It's not shortened from Zacharian?
No, no.
Why did you choose it for your son?
Because I like, you know, well, we both like the name, and it's sort of a strong name, and it's good, you know. And we found out today it means, well, what's it mean? It means something in Czechoslovakian. Scholar in Czechoslovakian.
No hair yet, I
presume. Yeah, he's got quite a lot, actually. You know, I was so excited yesterday, I just sort of kept looking at him all over, sort of thing. And I was looking at him today, and he's got quite a bit, you know.
Any indications that he's going to have your nose?
Yeah, he's got quite a large bridge, you know, like I've got. Well, I mean, I've done okay with it, so, you know.
What's he going to be? What do you want him to be?
I don't want him to be a drummer.
You don't want him to join a group at all?
Oh, I don't mind him joining a group, just don't play drums, you know, like carrying them around and everything before you make it. It's a drag.
In the town where I was born lived a man who sailed to sea, and he told us of his life.
Yeah, we won't be too... The thing is, you see, to do things together, the four of us, it's going to be the old things all over again, you know.
You don't want to do that?
No, we don't want to do, you know, what we've done already. So the thing is, because of the film, you know, we can't get a decent script, or we're still trying for one. If we don't do that, we'll most probably all do something else different, you know, for next year.
On your own?
Yes, but, I mean, it's not like breaking up. We'll still be coming back together at the end of it.
Why the name Jason?
Maureen picked the name Jason, because I picked Zach, you see, so it's Maureen's turn.
Any particular reasons for Jason?
Well, it's a good name. Doesn't, you know, it's not meaning anything.
Now, does the baby look more like Maureen or more like you?
He looks exactly like Zach was when he was born, but he looks like me. anyway.
Were you expecting? Did you want a boy this time, or
Yeah,
did
it
you
didn't matter
mind
this
either
time,
way?
girl or a boy, just as long as they're both all right.
Now it's just 1 day old. I know it's probably a silly question, but any plans for this baby? Any plans for Zach at all? Perhaps two other drummers?
No plans yet. It's both too young. Just let them play as long as they like, then see if they want to do anything.
Would you like a larger family still?
I don't know. 2 is sort of all right. You know, if we only have 2, that's all right, and if we have more, that's all right. Everything's all right.
That's where you walked out of the Beatles.
No,
You were like, hey, fuck you
I
guys.
said, well, no, I only went out because I did feel like it was, you know, we'd done Pepper and that was fine, and we were trying to be a band again, which I love.
Right.
And then I'm there in the studio, and it's like, I don't feel good. I don't feel part of it.
I'm getting out of here, so I just left and went away.